Aline used to believe love was simple. Not easy, but simple. You meet someone, you care about them, they care about you back, that's it. No games, no confusion, no wondering where you stand. At least, that's what she thought. She wasn't naive, just genuine. The kind of girl who didn't play with feelings, so she never expected anyone else to. Her first boyfriend made everything feel like a movie. Long messages every morning. Not just good morning, but paragraphs about how he dreamed of her, how he couldn't wait to see her, how she made his days better. Calls that lasted until she fell asleep. Sometimes, she would wake up in the middle of the night and find him still on the line. "You fell asleep," he'd whisper. "I didn't want to hang up." He said things like, "You're different. I've never felt like this before. I'm serious about you." And the way he said it didn't feel like lies. So she believed him. Why wouldn't she? She wasn't just hearing words, she was experiencing consistency. Until one afternoon, while he was showing her something on his phone, a message appeared. "Miss you already." A name she had never heard before. Her heart didn't break immediately. It paused first, like it was trying to understand what it had just seen, like her mind was giving him a chance to explain before her emotions reacted. "Who's that?" she asked calmly. Too calmly. He laughed, not nervously, not guiltily. Casually. "Just a friend. You're overthinking." That word, overthinking, hit deeper than the message itself. Because suddenly, the situation flipped. Instead of questioning him, she questioned herself. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it's really nothing. So she stayed. A little longer than she should have. But things changed. Not suddenly. Slowly. Replies that used to come in seconds started taking minutes. Then hours. Calls became shorter. Excuses became more frequent. "I'm busy. I'll call you later. I fell asleep." And the effort faded. But the hardest part? He never said anything was wrong. So she was left trying to understand something that was never explained. And deep down, she knew the truth before she ever confirmed it. You don't need evidence when behavior changes. You feel it. When she finally left, it wasn't after a big fight. It was after a quiet realization. She was no longer being loved the way she was at the beginning, and she refused to beg for something that was once given freely. So she walked away, hoping just a little that he would stop her, that he would say, "Wait, don't go." He didn't. That hurt more than the betrayal, because it made her question something deeper. Did I ever matter, or was I just convenient? Still, she told herself, it's just one bad experience. So she tried again. The second boyfriend didn't come with sweet words, and after everything she had been through, that felt safe. He was calm, quiet, mysterious in a way that made her feel like she didn't have to overthink. He didn't promise forever. He didn't try to impress her. He just stayed. Or at least, that's what it looked like. With him, there were no obvious red flags, no late-night suspicious calls, no strange messages popping up, no sudden personality changes, just peace. And after chaos, peace feels like love. They spent time together in simple ways, talking, walking, sitting in silence without pressure. It wasn't intense. It was comfortable. And that's why she trusted it. That's why she let her guard down again. And that's exactly why it hurt more. Because when the truth came, it didn't come from him. It came from someone else. Her phone buzzed one afternoon. A message from her friend. "Isn't this your boyfriend?" Attached was a screenshot. Aline opened it slowly, as if her body already knew what her mind was about to see. His picture, his smile, his face, under another girl's post. Caption, "My everything." Her chest tightened, not in shock, in recognition, because this feeling was starting to feel familiar. Aline stared at her phone for a long time, not crying, not reacting, just staring. as if staring long enough would change what was written. But it didn't. Because this time, it wasn't confusion. It was confirmation. When she confronted him, she didn't shout, didn't cry. She simply showed him the screenshot. He looked at it, then looked at her, and sighed, like she was the one causing inconvenience. "You're making it a big deal," he said. That sentence did something to her, something deeper than anger. It made her feel small, like her feelings were too much, like respect was something she was asking for instead of something she deserved. And in that moment, something inside her shifted. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly. A silent understanding. This is not love. So she left again. But this time she didn't cry as much. Because something worse had replaced the sadness. Doubt. Not just about him, but about herself. What am I doing wrong? Why does this keep happening to me? Am I choosing wrong? Or am I just not enough? And yet, despite all of that, she still wasn't done trying. By the third time, Aline was no longer the same girl. She still smiled, still laughed, still showed up in the world the same way. But inside, she had changed. She listened more than she spoke. She observed more than she believed. She trusted slower. Not because she wanted to, but because experience forced her to. The third guy came into her life differently. No big words, no dramatic promises, no, "I've never felt this way before." Just small actions that felt real. He checked on her. Not constantly, but consistently. He remembered things she mentioned once, showed up when he said he would, and for a moment, she allowed herself to breathe. Maybe this one is different. But experience had taught her something important. Patterns don't always repeat loudly. Sometimes they whisper. So she paid attention to things most people ignore. How he slightly turned his phone away when replying to messages. How some of his stories didn't fully connect. How certain simple questions made him hesitate. Nothing big, nothing obvious, but enough. Old Aline would have ignored it. She would have said, "It's nothing." I don't want to overthink again. This Aline didn't. She watched. One night, instead of confronting him, she did something different, something unfamiliar. She stepped back, not physically, but emotionally. She stopped giving more than she was receiving, stopped initiating everything, stopped trying to create clarity where there was none. She became still. And that's when something interesting happened. The relationship didn't grow. It weakened. He became distant. Replies slowed down. Effort reduced. Presence faded. Not because she did anything wrong, but because she stopped making it easy for him to stay without effort. And just like that, the pattern completed itself again. But this time, something was different. Aline didn't feel broken. She felt clear. No confusion, no overthinking, just understanding. She sat alone that evening, not crying, not angry, just thinking. Not about him, but about everything. And for the first time, she asked herself the right question. What do all these situations have in common? The answer wasn't easy, but it was honest. They all said the right things. They all made her feel special, but none of them consistently proved it. And she kept believing words faster than actions. That realization didn't hurt. It freed her. So she made a quiet decision. No more rushing into feelings, no more ignoring discomfort, no more confusing attention with intention. Time passed. She stayed single longer than usual. People noticed. Why are you still alone? Are your standards too high now? She would just smile, because for the first time, being alone didn't feel like something missing. It felt like something protected. And then, one day, someone new came into her life. He wasn't loud, didn't try to impress her, didn't promise her anything big. He just showed up, consistently. And that confused her more than anything she had experienced before. Because this time, there were no mixed signals, no guessing, no emotional chaos. So this time, she didn't rush. She didn't fall fast. She didn't build dreams too early. She simply watched. Carefully. Patiently. Because Aline had finally learned something most people learn too late. Faithfulness isn't in what someone says. It's in what they do. Over time. And this time, she was patient enough to see the difference.